Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Askell Terry Henry, and I'm back live in effect to you again today. Let's talk about power of attorney. Power of attorney is what we need to be talking about today. You need to write that down in your memory bank, power of attorney, because guess what? It can change your life today. I'm gonna say this before I get started. Years ago, my dad, like a lot of our parents, they don't know anything about credit, and they don't know anything about a lot of things. They just worked, they did a good job of buying their homes, their cars, whatever it was, and they made a good life for you, a decent life for you, and they just moved on and they died. Well, the problem with that is that a lot of these companies, they've been knowing stuff, they've been scam artists, they've been everything for years. So what they do is a lot of things they won't even tell you. If you don't know, they used to always say a long time ago that if you put it in a book, that black people won't read it. So if you don't know the rules and regulations and how business work, they won't tell you anything. And I have many stories to go along with that. Make a long story short, my dad, he worked for Ryder Company for many, many years. And he didn't know that on the side they was putting aside, 401k retirement account. He didn't know anything about the insurance dividends that they had in his name or none of that stuff. So when he retired from Ryder, he started his own business, which is a mechanic shop, and he did really well with it. But when he retired from them, he didn't know nothing. He just thought he retired, move on with his life. They didn't tell him nothing. Well, about 15 years later, his smart son come along, and I started researching, which you all need to do, unclaimed funds. I researched unclaimedfunds.com. There's a lot of people, your grandmother, your grandpas, your mom, your dad, who don't know anything, may have some unclaimed money. I researched his name, his social, and his birthday and all that, and come to find out he had $32,000 that he had in Ryder stocks. He had got his 401k, he had got all that stuff, but they had a stock option. They didn't give him anything because he didn't know anything about stocks. So he had $32,000 that were left in Ryder stocks. Well, guess what? I got that. And so we have to know we may have money to start our businesses right at our fingertips and don't even know it because they have stolen it from you. They had a lady that I just did a job for my company, and her husband didn't have her on his bank accounts. If you all have bank accounts now, I would advise you to put somebody as your power of attorney, because guess what? Her husband had over $1 million and something in the bank, but she was not on the bank accounts. So now it's going to take her over 2 years, if she can get it, over 2 years fighting through the courts and with attorneys, so she can get all of these things summed up through an attorney, so she can prove that they were married, prove that they were still together at the time of his decease. You got to prove all these things when the woman is in the house. So we gonna have to do better at power of attorney. If you have somebody in prison, I would admonish you to have them put you as power of attorney. If they die, you need power of attorney, and you need to be checking on the life insurance, because being in prison, I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of life insurance companies will cancel your insurance because it's a 50-50 chance that you won't make it out, you get killed or something. So if they have life insurance, don't think that they're gonna have it in prison. A lot of times they'll cancel you in prison. So check on that. Have power of attorney over their finances, over their money, over whatever you need to do, because guess what? It's serious. You need power of attorney. You need to be operating in the way you need to be operating. You need to be smart about it. You need to, everything from this point on, from me telling you this video, needs to be smart about it. You don't need to have nothing that you be dumb about. But I'm telling you, nothing you be dumb about, because you will lose it. I told you, $32,000 from my dad because he had no clue that he had stocks in the company. If your parents worked at the post office, at FedEx, at Kinko, wherever they worked at for years, and they retired, it's a good possibility that they have stock options in that company that they have no clue with. You can probably go and find out if they had stock in that company, and you may be sitting on a gold mine. You may be sitting on $1 million because they don't tell you anything about stock options. They're going to give you a 401k, your retirement pension, whatever. They're going to get you out of their hair, but they're not going to tell you about the stock. So, because they don't want you to pull your stock out. And you may have $1 million sitting in stock when the company first started and don't have a clue. Some of you are sitting on the brink of your financial breakthrough and have no clue because you live in a poor lifestyle and poor-minded. Scripture says the poor you have with you always. Poor don't always mean money. Sometimes it's your mind, and that we don't take the time to learn and advance ourselves. power of attorney. Make sure you get it. Make sure you increase. Make sure you get power of attorney over your mama, your dad, your grandpa, whoever don't have a brain to think like you and you think you're the smart one in the family. Take the power of attorney over them. Your aunties, your uncles, whoever you can, whoever will allow you to, and take it over them. They have land that they may have that they don't even know how to operate. They don't know what to do with it. Power of attorney gives you the power to operate as them on their behalf without asking no questions. You won't have to go ask them nothing. You won't have to bring nothing to their attention. You can operate as them on their behalf. The problem is, make sure you're legit. Make sure you're not trying to just get rich off of them and steal their stuff. Make sure you're not trying to swindle your own family members, because then you lower than a snake. So, but if you have the heart of compassion, and there's nothing wrong with you making some money off of them, off of that $32,000 I got from my dad. He wound up buying him a new car before he passed away. He wanted him a Cadillac and a Lincoln, sorry about that, and he got him one. But off of that $32,000, I made $8,000 free and clear, just for getting it from him, because he had no clue it was his. So operate in the zeal of compassion and love, and I guarantee you, you'll make it. Now, if they passed away, you take that money, you do what's right with it. You get that money, you do what's right with it. They may have some IRS taxes that was owed to them that you can pull back from, and because they owe them, it's theirs. It's not the IRS, it's not the government, it's theirs. You get power of attorney, and you can operate more powerful than you ever believe. Ask Al Terry Henry, coming to you live and direct. I don't sugarcoat nothing. I give you only the real. Power of attorney. If you don't know how to get one, contact me at askalterryhenry@gmail.com, or you can call our number, 833-549-2068, and we can help you with that power of attorney. It may cost you a little, it may cost you a lot, but it's going to cost you. You be blessed.